Yeah, trauma informed is really about not re-traumatizing people, right? A lot of people have PTSD and they've had a rough go with nutrition. Perhaps there's been a lot of adverse childhood experiences or adverse food-related experiences. There's parents who stigmatize and shame their kids, or ways that they've been punished or rewarded with food. A lot of people just have a lot of charge around food. So oftentimes when we try to intervene with nutrition, it can be triggering for people. It can be re-traumatizing, and it drives a lot of people away from seeking nutritional help. So when we say trauma-informed nutrition therapy, we're thinking about messaging nutrition in a way that's safe, neutral, recognizes people's strengths rather than stresses personal responsibility, doesn't recreate a feeling of personal failure. It's designed to lift people up and empower them to feel like they're accessing their best self. And it also understands all the biological impacts of trauma. Trauma affects our physiology, it affects our gut, it affects our stress response, it affects our immune system, and we need to use nutrition to help heal these systems. So there's so much we can do with nutrition to someone that's had a lot of trauma. But one of the most important things is to use language and use messaging and use energy that doesn't run the risk of re-traumatizing them. It means that we're gonna educate people about nutrition and wellness and focus on the positive aspects rather than the negative aspects. There's a lot of nutrition information that's out there that tells people what not to eat and gives people rules and gives them a lot of charge around food. And one of the unintended consequences is that they start doing extreme dieting, and it turns into binging, purging, restricting, over-exercising. So one of the sad, unfortunate consequences of a lot of nutrition information is that people end up with disordered eating. So an eating disorder informed nutrition program is gonna focus on telling people things to do rather than what not to do, right? So it doesn't impose any rigid rules. It's not about starting a new diet. It's about embodying guiding principles that are individual and personal, that people can really take on their own wellness journey. There's too many rules out there with nutrition. So we give people guiding principles that they choose rather than rigid rules. And therefore we don't run the risk of getting people wrapped up in any extreme behaviors. Eating disorders are the worst possible outcome of any nutrition intervention. And I've spent 10 years working one-on-one with people who have a wide range of eating disorders. And the Wise Mind Nutrition program is designed to be eating disorder friendly. It's not triggering. It will not put people in a tight spot where they run the risk of developing a new disorder.